All right, let's look at one more all together, and then I'm going to have you try some of these in your pairs, okay? So, next page. You can just put that to the side and use it as scratch paper in a minute. This time we're going to look at a factoring problem. And 3 more people, and you're going to need to decide who's correct in terms of how they start. Will you do me a favor, Adam, and will you pass this back? Thank you. So take a look at these. You have, this time, less time. You have 90 seconds to decide who's correct.
2, 8, 6, yeah.
This is
There's
x squared.
There's 2 and that's 8.
I think they're all right. I'm factoring with generic rectangle. No, I'm good. And 16, right? So it'll be 8 and then 2. Look good. 8.
I'm giving you 30 more seconds.
This is 8x. This is negative 2. Oh, yeah, that's right. Go.
Negative what?
That's 8x. And negative 2x.
Okay. Do you need more time?
6x.
Rodney, are you ready?
How to do this?
Then you better turn to your group.
Me too. I think this one plus this one equals this one, and this one times this one equals this one.
Yeah, that's what
So it's going to be 8 and 2.
Alright.
8 and 2. But it's going to be, it wants to be negative, it wants to be positive 6.
So all of them is
But it's
correct.
adding.
Do you have an idea?
So all of them is correct.
No, that's negative. This is not right. Because if you add this one, it's not going to equal. That's right.
You're right, so that is wrong. So it's the final. Alright. Got it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this one a little bit faster. Okay? I want to do a quick show of hands and not just one hand per table. Everybody needs to take a stand. You can vote more than once. Raise your hand if you think Stefan is starting this factor problem in a strong way. Stefan, we got some takers for Stefan. Okay, how about Katie? She's starting to factor correctly? Is Katie starting to factor correctly? Okay, Miguel? Oh, we got a couple people voting for Miguel too. Okay, so now we need to talk. Why do we all like Stefan's? Kayla, you're going to help us out again? Go for it.
I think because most people start like that to figure out what the factors really are. Because that's how I start.
Okay.
With generic rectangle.
Start with a generic rectangle. What's it going to help you find?
Again, I don't know what to call it. This will help you find the two numbers, which going to give you two equations. That's going to help you find that.
Yeah, it's going to help you find these two parts right here, right? Does anybody else know some ways we can describe those with math words? They're the math words we always forget because we just do it so fast. It's like the length times the width of the rectangle. Absolutely. Nice, Terrence. Right? It's going to help us find those lengths and widths or those expressions that are the factors. The factors, I think, was the word you were looking for, right? Yeah, so I like Stefan's too. I think this is a great way to start. We're figuring out if this is the area of our rectangle, how can we find the outsides? But now Katie's. I've seen some people in here use diamond problems. Don't you like diamond problems, Alejandro? So is this an okay way to start? What's this going to help you find? The same thing, right? It's a different way of looking at it. So this uses geometry because it uses the length and the width. And this uses a number pattern. What are you going to look for when you use this pattern, Alejandro? Or anyone who wants to help him out. Ronald?
The multiplication and addition.
Tell me more.
The numbers that you get on the sides, you multiply and you'll get your answer at the top. And then when you add, you'll get the answers at the bottom.
So if that's a number and that's a number, this is going to be x times y, and then you're saying this is x plus y?
Yeah.
So those two numbers are going to help us find what would go on the sides for the length and width also. So Katie's is a great way to start. How about Miguel? You two raised your hand and said you liked what Miguel was doing, right?
We changed our minds.
Why? Because nobody else voted with you?
No.
If I voted with you, would you change your mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does my hand help convince you? Does this get us started?
Yeah.
Why are you saying no?
Yes.
What's Miguel doing between here and here?
She's right.
Pardon? He's starting to factor, right? So there's part of what he does that's absolutely correct and part that's a little bit, he's added something to the problem that we don't want to add. What's he added on?
0.
He's added on this equals 0 that wasn't part of the original. And I do see sometimes you guys making that mistake of like, oh, you know how to find x now, so you want to keep going and show off everything that you know, when really you get to stop after factoring. Okay? So he doesn't need to add that on, but writing this expression like this is great. That part's fine. Okay? Do you guys have questions about any of these 3 starting places? Khatib's okay, but everybody else? Dolores, you all right? So here's the thing, you guys. We've talked about a couple of kinds of problems and a couple of starting places, and now what I'm going to ask you to do at your tables is look at a whole bunch.